Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, the JAMODI podcast is powered by Shoot 360. The future of basketball has arrived in Dallas-Fort Worth. Shoot 360 combines the latest sports technology with the fundamentals of basketball skill development. The result is a one-of-a-kind video game-like basketball program designed to improve your shooting, dribbling, and passing. Visit shoot360dfw.com to learn more and register for your free 1-hour workout evaluation. Shoot 360, the future of basketball is here. So you have strength coaches that are at your school, employees. How do they work in with other sports? Is basketball with other sports, or do they work those guys out by themselves?
We have our own time for basketball, but we have two strength coaches. One does football, baseball, I think, and then the other one does kind of everything else. But we have our own time. We're very blessed in this because, it all used to be us doing this part of it too.
Yeah.
So not taking that off of our plate has been huge for us. But we have had way fewer injuries as far as that since we've employed those people.
Not that Performance Course needs a plug or shout out, and they're not a sponsor of the podcast, but when I was at McKinney, we used Performance Course and loved the idea of, I think some of us that played or like to work out, like we can work out. Like it's not like we're going to the gym. We're like, what's this thing? Like we know, but do I really know how to build a workout for a teenager? Do I know how to have it like progress through, with loads and things? No. And so getting me out of the strength coaching game was really good. Yes. But when I came to Faith, there wasn't this idea of why are we hiring an outside group to come in? We already pay to go here. Yeah. So it took a few years to get them in, but having them here. So if your school doesn't have a strength coach, like you guys are lucky, but there's a lot of schools that do have them in-house. I would look into something like a performance course where, and another byproduct of that too is they can take them before school. They teach them how to lift really well. They have that mindset in the feel of like a college strength coach, and then the culture piece also that they build. There's a lot of it's synergy with ours, and we get to be on the floor during the period every day. So 43 minutes of skill work 5 days a week because Performance Course comes in. So maybe it's just a reminder for coaches, instead of giving up 3 days a week, because you do need to lift, but 3 days a week during your court time to get that in, get somebody, hire somebody and bring Performance Course in, figure out a way.
I was glad UIL changed the strength and conditioning where we could do it outside of school on that part, so we didn't have to run cross country or whatever other tricks we did before to get strength and conditioning in. But yeah, they're a blessing. But I agree with you 100%. I don't think any coaches I know are giving up the court time. It's just too essential. It's more essential than anything else. So that's been huge, and I would agree with you. The performance course or whatever it is would be awesome.
Just seeing, because we did hit the culture building activity. Is that what the lock-in would be?
Yeah, but I'd also say not only culture with your team, but also with your coaching staff. Every year we pick a group of colleges to travel to. And I know a lot of coaches do that, but we're very blessed and lucky to have. I got 3 other straight basketball guys. Now they help out with another sport, but they're basketball guys. So building that culture with your coaching staff, and if you're at a smaller school that doesn't have that, like I would go to some other smaller school coaches and go somewhere together just to learn, build, grow together, anything that you could use for something else. I think we're going to go to Colorado this year, Denver, Metro State, Colorado School of Mines this year, but we've been to Duke, North Carolina, Indiana, Butler, Michigan State, Notre Dame, UCLA, USC, Loyola. Like we've been all over, and I mean just the camaraderie and the stories that you have with each other is huge, and that really makes it easy on the coach to really find out about your staff and trust them with having your freshman guys or whatever, and really using their skills to better your program.
I think the whole time throughout that trip, you as the head coach, you're teaching them or sharing the standards of your program, the why behind what we do, and because you can do that while you're watching a practice. Man, I really like that. But I think with our guys, this is why flow works maybe better. Or is there something here that we can't take? I think those kind of conversations are priceless. And, for us, I think I'm relying on really our one coaches meeting at the beginning of the year because my guys are part-time. I'm relying on that one meeting to set the tone for the entire year, but a trip like that would be worthwhile.
And what I was going to say, it also, for me, because I'm blessed enough to have, my staff is very experienced and I had Monsieur Corey for 16 years, and I learned more from him than he learned from me. I promise you that. I mean, he was from Boxell, and he was a stud. He's another varsity coach right there with me, varsity head coach right there with me. Like I said, Aaron was a head coach before, so I can pick up things from them just the same, if not more.
This may be, if this is too personal, it's fine, but to me, one of the challenges with that is just making it work. Like, how do you make that work within your budget? Is this a booster club thing? Is this something that the school helps out with? How would you encourage coaches to go about maybe getting something like this going?
Yeah, for us personally, we've kind of started the outside tournaments, leagues, all that kind of stuff, kind of as an outside entity. So it's kind of separate from the school. So I just use that to cover it all.
Yeah,
and that's not always possible for guys like
But like you hear, I talk to some coaches, and our booster club, like we got $60,000 in our booster club, so they let us do that. I'm like, golly, like after I get 10 basketballs, coach, that's my budget. All right, guys, don't break anything because we're screwed if that happens.
Hey, especially these times. That's what I'm looking for too, are ways for that, because our budgets are getting less and less, and things are getting more expensive. So just getting by with that stuff. And
here's something. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Now, here's something I've never asked before, and it's never come up, but fundraising. And maybe that's a question to throw. Coach, this may be a first. We came up with a new question on the fly, but what are some fundraising things that you do that really helps your program to bring in some funds that can bless your players and families? That, I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
Well, for us, like we do have good kids that are financially stable in a lot of aspects. So we do the, email, text messaging fundraiser. We've used Up-Tempo, team funded, different ones. They take a small percentage out of it, but emails go out to all their friends, family, all that kind of stuff. And for us, we can normally make between 10, 15,000 in doing that. So that's one. Our freshman JV tournament is a fundraiser for us. So we host a tournament here that we get some funds. The only selling thing we do, our kids sell popcorn. Everybody eats popcorn anyway. So I think we made a few thousand doing that last year.
Nice.
I think those are the main three things that we did. And then selling some business ads for the scoreboard and different stuff like that. But we've normally fundraised at about $20,000 a year, I would say, on average, just from doing those things. I don't like to do too many. That's pretty much it. We don't do anything else besides that. And we've gotten by with that. It's been good.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.